and a beautiful day to you. Could Nigeria be heading towards one of the biggest political reforms in their democratic history? What if presidents and governors were allowed to serve only one term? And will a single 6-year tenure improve governance or simply create new political problems? Those questions are now generating intense debate after Senate leader Opeyemi Bamidele revealed plans to sponsor a constitutional amendment that will fundamentally change how Nigeria elects their leaders. The proposal is simply but potentially revolutionary. Instead of serving a maximum of 2 4-year terms, presidents and governors will be limited to a single 6-year tenure. Once elected, they will spend 6 years in office and then leave, with no opportunity to seek re-election. The idea is already attracting attention because it strikes at the heart of Nigeria's political system. For decades, elections have been dominated not only by governance, but also by calculations surrounding second-term ambitions. Politicians often spend years building structures, negotiating alliances, and preparing for the next election even while serving in office. Bamidele believes that culture needs to change. According to the Senate leader, one of the biggest distractions facing elected officials is the pressure of securing a second term. He argued that presidents and governors frequently begin thinking about re-election almost immediately after assuming office. Instead of focusing entirely on governance, they must balance policy decisions with political survival. His proposed solution is to eliminate the second-term question altogether. Under the proposed arrangements, elected leaders will know from their first day in office that they have only one opportunity to deliver results. There would be no campaign for a second term, no struggle to secure party tickets for re-election, and no need to spend valuable time building political coalitions aimed at extending their stay in office. Supporters of such reforms have long argued that re-election politics can distort governance. Leaders often face pressure to make decisions designed to improve their electoral prospects rather than address long-term national challenges. Critics say this encourages short-term thinking and can delay difficult but necessary reforms. Could a single 6-year tenure change that? Advocates believe it might. They argue that leaders who know they cannot seek re-election may be more willing to take bold decisions without worrying about voter backlash. Infrastructure projects, economic reforms, and security initiatives often require years to produce visible results. A longer single tenure, supporters say, could provide more stability for implementing such policies. But not everyone is likely to agree. Critics ask a different question. If a leader performs poorly, should citizens be forced to wait 6 years before having an opportunity to elect someone else? Under the current system, voters can decide whether an incumbent deserves another term based on performance during the first 4 years. That accountability mechanism could become weaker under a single 6-year tenure. Others may argue that removing re-election does not automatically eliminate politics. Nigerian politics is deeply competitive, and even leaders serving a final term may still seek to influence succession battles, support preferred candidates, or maintain political relevance after leaving office. In other words, ending second-term campaigns may not necessarily end political maneuvering. The proposal also raises constitutional questions. Nigeria's current presidential and gubernatorial tenure arrangements are embedded in the constitution. Any attempt to replace the two-term structure will require significant constitutional amendments and broad political support. That process is never easy. Constitutional reforms in Nigeria typically involve extensive debates within the National Assembly, consultations with state legislatures, and public engagement. Even proposals with strong political backing often face significant resistance before becoming law. Bamidele himself appears to recognize this reality. He openly acknowledged that many Nigerians may disagree with his position. Yet he insists that lawmakers have a responsibility to propose ideas they believe can strengthen governance, regardless of whether those ideas are immediately popular. His comments also touch on a broader conversation about democratic reform. Across Africa and other parts of the world, countries continue to debate the ideal balance between continuity and accountability. Some nations have experimented with long single terms. Others have maintained renewable terms while imposing strict limits on tenure. Nigeria has largely followed the latter model since the return of democratic rule in 1999. Presidents and governors are generally allowed to seek one additional term after their initial 4 years in office. The arrangement has produced both successes and controversies, depending on the political circumstances of each administration. What makes this latest proposal particularly significant is the timing. With political discussions increasingly focused on the future beyond 2027, conversations about governance reforms are becoming more prominent. Questions about leadership quality, institutional strength, electoral competition, and democratic accountability continue to shape public discourse. For some Nigerians, the proposal represents an opportunity to rethink a political structure that often places enormous emphasis on re-election campaigns. For others, it may raise concerns about reducing voters' ability to reward good performance or remove ineffective leaders. Either way, the debate has begun. The proposal is still far from becoming law. Before any changes can take effect, the bill will need to be formally introduced, debated, passed by the National Assembly, approved through constitutional amendment procedures, and supported by sufficient number of state legislatures. That means the road ahead could be long and politically challenging. Yet one thing is already clear. The conversation about how Nigeria elects and retains their leaders is entering a new phase. Whether the country ultimately embraces a single 6-year tenure or retains the current two-term arrangement, the debate is likely to generate strong opinions from politicians, constitutional experts, civil society groups, and ordinary citizens. The question now is very simple. Will one 6-year term improve governance, or will it create even bigger challenges for Nigerian democracy? Do you support a single-year term for presidents and governors, or should Nigeria retain the current two-term system? Which arrangement do you think will deliver better governance and accountability? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more political developments and breaking news from across Nigeria. I am Cassie Tony, and many thanks for watching.